Demented forever. Jamie, Brian, Batman. Horror fans unite. One of us. One of us.
Well, it feels so good to be back, and I thought we were going to do this episode without Mike, which almost made it that much better.
Sorry.
Aw,
Yeah,
I'm so glad
you know,
you're back, Mike.
We can always depend on Mike to ruin a good thing. You know what I mean?
You're welcome. You're
It's
welcome.
good to
Wow,
see your face.
you sound like every date I've had in LA.
Well,
And-
you know,
and
it
ever.
makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Have you looked at yourself lately?
That's so mean.
Is it? I mean, he looks like Luis's Guzman stunt double. I mean, come on.
Well, at least he's got work.
Yeah. Well, you know, screw it. Speaking of work, you know, Mike, sometimes I wish you would just go to hell. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I've heard
You know what I'm
that
saying,
so
pal?
much. You sound like my parents.
Well, listen, you know what? This is too important just to go on with our normal bullshit. So here we go. Grab your chainsaws and hold on to your hockey mask. Our next guest is the mad genius who sent Jason to hell. He gave Leatherface a new lease on life and somehow lived to tell the tale. Ladies and ghouls, let's give it up for Adam Marcus.
Yeah. Adam Marcus in the flesh on video. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's awesome being with you.
We appreciate your presence here very much. Welcome to Demented Forever.
Dig it. I like that opening, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks. Dude.
It's good. It's badass.
Keeps
You know,
you rocking, you know.
You know, we just it lures people in because they think, oh, the video package is good. The show must be all right. But,
Yeah,
you know, they're easily fooled.
Yeah, this show won't be a disappointment.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good,
Adam's
good.
like, what did I walk into? But yeah,
No,
here we are, man.
no, it's like Smartless for nerds.
Yes.
That or you're
That's
gonna.
awesome.
That
I
you're
like-
gonna.
Oh God, no. Say it.
No, it's that or you're gonna close your Instagram account after this and all social media.
Probably a wise choice.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I love that you guys like make fun of each other and there's banter, which is fucking awesome because too many times people get like too serious about this shit, and it's like, you know.
Well, no one can take
So
anything
fun.
very seriously.
Yeah, not really. No. Yeah, no. It's the East Coast of me. I just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Dig
So,
it. Where are you from originally, brother?
Boston.
Yeah, nice. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's wicked awesome.
Yeah,
yeah,
he gets it.
No, I'm a New York, Connecticut boy, but I lived in Boston for a while.
Oh, did you? Where in Boston?
Brookline.
Oh, Brookline. No shit. Nice. Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah.
I love it. It's my favorite American city.
See. I knew I brought him here for a reason, guys.
It is. I love LA. And are you in Boston now, or are you?
I am. They're both in LA.
In LA, yeah, because LA is fucking amazing. And I love LA, but I'm telling you, Boston's pretty spectacular.
It is. I visited Brian a few times. Usually I try to go like every November for like a few days.
That's the time to go.
I love it. I love it there. And I'm gonna go again this year. So it's super exciting. It's I love that area.
Yeah. October, November, it's spectacular. Really is. Yeah. Beantown. Yeah. It's amazing.
Just don't go to Salem and around Halloween time. You'll never be able to get out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
they take that seriously. I will tell you, I've spent a couple Halloweens in Salem, but no one in America does Halloween like Ireland. Oh my God!
Really?
It's the birthplace of Halloween.
Well, there's that,
and people usually don't know that, but it is. And they take it like it's their Christmas.
Nice.
Huh. Well,
it's
I guess
wild.
we have to schedule a field trip. What was? How many Halloweens have you spent there, or how many times have you been to Ireland?
I've only actually been there for one Halloween. It was a few years ago. We were showing Secret Santa at the at Dublin Horrorthon, and we are now going back to Dublin Horrorthon with Hearts of Darkness making the final Friday.
Yeah.
So I will be there this Halloween. So
dude,
I'm very
awesome.
excited.
You'll have to throw down a Guinness for each of us, please.
If I drank, I would totally do that for you. But I'll have my wife. I'll actually have my wife do it because Guinness is her favorite. She loves it.
Oh,
Oh,
your
that's
wife sounds
awesome.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
she's a badass. She's a badass.
Cool. Yeah,
I
that's
love
pretty
it. I
nice,
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Sounds like we'll be all going to Ireland soon, guys.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that's the party apparently going down
It was
there.
it was
It
on my
really
list anyway. Irish chicks are my favorite. They
How
well,
could
I-
they not be? Come
yes,
on. Come
I
on.
met an
All
I met
chicks, all chicks are his favorite. I don't know why he's
that's a
saying.
good point, but well, I met this Irishman a while back, and I told him, "Yeah, oh man, Irish girls they're my favorite. The Mexicans and the Irish get along very well because we like to drink and party, and we're God-fearing citizens. And again, they like to party." And he said, "Yes, the Irish girls do love to party. That's why I married an American." But
There
he
you
said
go.
he said it was an Irish accent, but
Yes.
no,
Demented Forever, where we go off the rails. Yep,
off
this
the
is-
rails
we're
immediately.
here, all right.
That's
I
how
married,
you-
I married a Sullivan, dude. I'm
Oh.
with you 100% on the Irish gals.
and I'm
Yeah.
from Chicago, and it's a huge Irish,
Oh, yeah.
Italian, Mexican
Oh, hell yeah.
population, and
Yeah.
I miss my Irish and Italian girls.
Yep. Yep.
But I don't miss the winters. But enough of that. Wow, I saw you at the recent Friday the 13th or the Crystal Lake Nightmares convention.
Yes.
Didn't get a chance to speak with you, but there was a. How did you like it?
It was an interesting show. Look, it's the first time they've ever done it. I think that putting it at the airport was nice for me because I live in El Segundo, so it was a couple of miles away.
That's close.
But I got to tell you something. I think it was a giant mistake to put it at the airport because, I
agreed.
mean, the price for parking is insane.
Yes.
Oh,
let's
dear Lord.
start right there.
If you didn't have that validation, man, you're
Ooh.
not going. Your kids aren't going to college.
But by the way, even if you have the validation, by the way, we had to pay for parking.
Yes.
I had to pay for
Oh.
parking. I'm like, the
Yeah.
last time I was a guest at a convention where I paid for my own parking. I'm like, guys, come on! Like, I'm not asking for much, but parking.
That's they could have done that at
Yeah,
least.
30 bucks a day for parking for the people that are like there to help you make money. I don't.
Wow.
That said, look, I think they need a bigger venue. I think that when they started in Burbank, that was the smart move. And again, I'm speaking against my own self-interest because I would have gone to Burbank and it would have been a much bigger space. They needed more vendors. There were too few vendors. But all of that said, the staff of the place was terrific. They were lovely to us. They were really, really nice people. So
Very
that was good.
attentive.
Yeah, they were very cool. Tommy, who put it together, she's terrific. So I like everybody who was involved. I just think that it has some growing pains from being the first year.
Yeah.
The fact that there were 71 of us
that's
from the Friday franchise, that's insane.
That's
Yeah.
That's God. That sounds like twice as much as they have at the Halloween conventions.
It's
That's
crazy.
That's
We
a
had
lot.
so many people. And I got to tell you, I have not had a collection of Jason Goes to Hell people at anything that came close to what we had. We had 14 people who worked on that movie in-house. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was sitting with one of the Jasons from Freddy vs. Jason, Glenn Ennis, great guy. So I didn't really get a chance to. I just stayed with him at the table. I didn't really go about much, but man, there's some people I would have loved to have met from all the franchises, and unfortunately, I didn't get to meet everybody. Some left early, but I really hope they have another convention like that. I don't know if
I
it's
think
something
they
we
will.
should have every
I
year,
think
every
they
other
will.
year, or
Yeah.
what have you. But they have to do that again because that's.
I agree.
It's a
But
great
just stay away
idea.
from the airport.
But stay away
Yeah,
from the airport.
exactly. Just at a different location.
I'm not allowed to hang out with any of the other Jasons because Kane will just
That
destroy
sounds
me.
That sounds on brand.
Just not allowed to even look. I can't even look at them.
No,
Well,
I was sitting right
know
next
what's
to him,
funny?
pretty much. He was
Okay.
he was at the next table. Yeah.
Yeah, at that same didn't you send me a video from that convention where Kane told me to
Oh.
go fuck myself?
I
Oh,
did.
sure.
He did, yeah, he did, yeah.
Happy to do it.
By the way, that is a badge of honor, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah, he did not hesitate.
No. No, I will tell you, one of my, just literally a few weeks ago, right before Crystal Lake Nightmares, Bob Kurtzman, who does all my makeup effects, has since Jason Goes to Hell. He's the K of KMD Effects. Bob Kurtzman and his wife, Marcy, who's also a makeup artist, and Kane were at another convention. This is like a week before Crystal Lake Nightmares. And on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook, the three of them were like, hey, Adam, And it's like all three of them, and I'm like, these are three of my closest friends. Isn't this?
Nice.
These are my friends.
That's how you know they love you. I mean, I do that to Brian
Yeah.
all the time, but he deserves it. And he has it coming.
Yeah.
And Brian, play that. If you have that clip, you should play it sometime.
I'll do
Oh,
it.
Never gets old.
I'll outro the episode on that very clip. Don't you worry.
I love it.
Excellent.
I love it.
So Adam, you first met Kane back in what, 92? Is that probably
92. Yeah. No, actually, no. We met in 91 when we were pre-producing. We shot the movie in 92. But
And,
I started working with Kane day one because, I mean, he was going to be Jason, yes, but he was also going to be the stunt coordinator for the entire film. So he coordinated the whole movie.
Cool. That's wow.
That's
Two
awesome.
And there
paychecks,
are,
though.
I mean, there's like 80 stunts in the film. So, I mean, he he's very good at what he does.
absolutely.
Yeah, it starts
Yeah.
off with stunts right away, and it's not even him. It's our fair maiden who you think
Yep,
is
Julie
gonna,
Michaels.
is gonna take her demise at like every turn. And I love how you played that off. Like, nope, not in the mirror. No, he's not in the closet. No,
Yeah.
fuck you guys.
Yeah.
We're doing things a little differently.
Well, we did all the meta stuff before, 3 years before Scream happened. So yes, which
That's
by the way
right.
is why I was offered Scary Movie Scream right after I did Jason Goes to Hell.
Now,
Oh.
Oh, wow.
wow, what a shitty horror fan! I did not know that. Wow.
It's okay, it's all good.
Yeah.
I got offered it, and Wes Craven, who I had known since I was a little boy, because of the Sean Cunningham kind of living in their house and all of that. Wes, when I heard Wes wanted to do it, my agent called me. He's like, I got some bad news. I was like, what's up? He says, yeah, Wes really likes that script. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting that job. But I also said, you know what? Fuck yeah, Wes is going to do great. I love the script. I mean, the Scary Movie was one of the best screenplays I had ever read. It was just fantastic script.
I love it. I fell in love with Nev Campbell that summer. So when that year.
It's a fantastic film. I mean, it really is. And Wes did exactly what I knew Wes would do. He delivered something that's just fucking remarkable. It's a great film. He did fuck up the horror genre for all of us, though. I mean, he did do that. He did do that.
Just a little bit.
I mean, truly, like all of us would hang out after that. Like I would be hanging out with other horror directors who I'd be like, yeah, fuck Wes. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's sort of like Kubrick with the elevator in The Shining. Like, blood lost a lot of its meaning because you're like,
Yeah.
you're gonna do bigger than that, really? Okay, I mean, it's just that there are these seminal directors who just fuck up the whole thing for the rest of us. But Wes was amazing. He's just the sweetest man in the world.
Did he visit you on set? What kind of tutelage did you get shooting that movie?
On Jason Goes to Hell, no, Wes never showed up to Jason Goes to Hell. That's for sure. Him and Sean were already sort of at loggerheads at that point. Wes was wonderful when I was a kid. I actually was at one of the first readings of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I played the Johnny Depp role.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I did one of the table reads for that movie, where Sean ended up going, I don't get this script. I mean, he gets you when you're asleep. Who's afraid of that? So Sean Cunningham, the idea king.
Yeah, that franchise will never go anywhere.
Exactly. But remember, this is a guy who never saw a good idea John Carpenter had that he wouldn't rip off immediately. When his Bad News Bears ripoffs weren't working, he was like, maybe I'll go back to horror. So, but I was there for Wes on that. I was actually just telling a friend of mine a story just today. We were talking about old college stories and whatnot. And so when I was at NYU, right before I made Jason Goes to Hell, I was in my first year at school, and everybody in my class kind of had heard that I was the horror guy and that I knew all these horror people and that I'd hung out with all these people. And also my for those you might not know, but my uncle Ned is a guy named Ned Eisenberg, who was Eddie in The Burning.
Oh, there you go.
So the guy on the raft who gets it through his, the guy who sexually assaults the girl in the lake the day earlier. By the way, a movie written by Harvey Weinstein. Crazy.
Oh,
There is so much rapey stuff in that movie. It's nuts. Like, go back and watch that movie. You're like, no, I see it. I see where came from. Got it.
Yeah.
It's also the
These
first.
dots are connecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Miramax movie, by the way. And my uncle Joe, was a guy named Joe Ellison, who wrote and directed and produced "Don't Go in the House."
Well, look at you in your DNA. Huh?
Yes, it really was. My grandmother used to date Ira Levin. So
Oh.
yeah, my mother was a story editor for Rod Serling. So
Wow.
we had a
Wow.
lot of a lot of that. you
Wow,
know.
dude was born with an axe in his hand right out of the womb.
Kind of was. The story goes that my mother had read Rosemary's Baby when she was pregnant with me.
Yeah.
So
I don't know you, but that checks out.
That's so cool.
so anyway, I'm at NYU and everybody had heard all this stuff. And it was funny because I didn't really have to tell it. It just kind of came with me. And so Wes was coming to show Shocker for the director series so that we would do these movies once a week. There'd be this, incredible director. Harold Ramis would come in. Gary Marshall came in. We had like a different director every week. It was extraordinary. They would show a movie and then talk to us about how they made that movie or their careers or whatever. So Wes comes in to show Shocker. I was like, wow, really? This is what we get? Okay. But I'm sitting in the middle of the audience, right? And it's an audience of like 200 people. Wes comes out on stage. He's doing his bit. He's talking. And towards the end of his time up there, he looks out in the audience, he goes, Adam? And he gets off his chair, walks into the audience up the row and hugs me in the middle of the crowd. Now, here's what's amazing. That's the reaction you have now. The awe, right? That's because it is awe. Yeah.
Yes.
It
Amongst
was
your
not the
peers,
reaction
though?
of my classmates.
No, yeah,
Suddenly, I had a target about that big on my back. I was like, I am so fucked. I am fucked.
yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh, hey, movie guy. I was like, fuck off. That's it.
Oh boy, he was branded.
Seriously. But you know what? But I got to tell you something. I mean, look, Steve Miner was, was sort of, he was me before I was me with Sean Cunningham. He was Sean's, guy for so long, and also was Susan Cunningham, Sean's wife, God rest her soul, who was like a mother to me. Susan was the editor of Part 2 of Friday the 13th Part 2 and many other films. She's amazing. And so Susan and Steve Miner really were more influential on me as a filmmaker than almost anybody at that time, because they actually had time to sit with me and teach me. I worked as an apprentice editor when I was 13 on the movie Spring Break.
Nice.
Which is, by the way, the most inappropriate movie for a 13-year-old boy to. I always say I walked in the editing room a boy, I came out a man.
Yes.
But
I lived on those movies.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
and that movie is literally it is wall-to-wall boobs. That's it. That's the whole movie. Like, if you just showed boobs and then rolled the credits, that's the movie. Like, we're done.
Yeah, I'm
That's
watching it
that's
right
my-
now in the background.
Right?
That's Mike's favorite movie. That's Mike's
One of
favorite
them.
movie. Trust
Wasn't
me.
Johnny Depp was in one of those movies? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, he was.
They all had the same titles. They just
it
shared
was-
the same boobs.
Yeah.
Back in
But
the 80s.
by the way, Spring Break was the one that unseated the Return of the Jedi from
Those
number one.
sons of bitches.
And by the way, Friday the 13th unseated The Empire Strikes Back from number one. So Sean unseated 2 Star Wars movies from the number one spot,
Wow.
which is
How many
kind of
people can-
impressive,
How many
That's
people can say
awesome.
that?
right? And he did it with like gore and boobs.
That'll do it. That'll do it. I'll take a break from watching Ewoks this weekend.
Right?
Thanks,
I
Sean.
mean, boobs do trump Ewoks. That's kind of a
I-
thing. So
I guess I should have thanked him when I met him. Oh well. I was out here. I lived in LA 18 years, and I finally met him this year. I've never bumped into him once, and I've been
Who, Sean?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But I was so happy to meet him. He was a lot shorter than I thought he'd be. But
Yes, he's very, he's a tiny man.
but
He's a tiny man.
so damn nice.
And all of the little man anger comes right with him.
Oh,
Great fun.
Napoleon complex.
I
Oh,
don't-
dude! Do you know what's funny about Napoleon complex?
Nothing.
Because my son is a history professor in France, in Paris.
Wow.
Napoleon was actually not short.
really?
What?
Not short. So it's a bunch of bullshit. Napoleon was average heighted for that period of time.
Huh? I'm gonna
And
have to
the
go redo
Napoleon
those paintings.
complex thing is it's like a made up thing. He wasn't a little man. Sean, however, is a little man.
Okay. See, folks, see, world, you learn stuff on this podcast. You're welcome. You are glad to be here. You are lucky to be here. That's Adam Marcus teaching you. And he comes from horror and he's teaching you about French history. You're welcome.
See?
You owe us.
See?
I'm an inch taller than Sean Cunningham, so nice.
That is
an inch taller and shorter.
That's it. That's all I got.
it was very funny when I was working at Cunningham Productions. Everybody was so short. Like, it was very weird. I was like the giant. And I'm just under 5'10". I'm like, I'm the giant in this room. I mean, it was
Wow.
Susan Cunningham, 6 feet tall.
Huh.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I wish I
Yes.
could have gotten a job there. I like to feel tall.
Right? Right?
Wow. So you get branded. Sorry, Brand.
No, I get Mike. Good.
So you get branded by Wes Craven, and then just after college, you're making Friday the 13th Part 9, basically.
Well, no, just after college. So what happened was I made a movie at NYU called So You Like This Girl. Now, the thing is that, okay, I started teaching acting when I was 15 years old. I
You're
also
what they call an overachiever.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
I started my first of 2 theater companies when I was 15 years old. So from 15 to 20, I was involved with about 82, 83 productions, mostly musical theater. My whole family are all musical performers. They were all Broadway performers and whatnot. And so that was sort of my background. But I was this kid who loved horror movies. So, I did get to do Little Shop of Horrors twice. So that was amazing. And by the way, the first time that any company had ever used the actual plants from Broadway outside of New York City. So we did have the actual Audrey 2 on stage, and it's in its 17-foot glory. So that was pretty amazing. But I had done that to pay my way through NYU and to be able to have enough money to make films while I was there, because we were not a rich family by any means. And I did. I made my way through college, which was amazing, and I could do it through theater, which is something that only the East Coast you can pull that shit off. It's the only place that's going to happen. So the town that I grew up in was kind of amazing. It's a little town called Westport, Connecticut.
Nice.
And we lived right down the street from Paul Newman.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Hey, Paulie.
I used to sing at Martha Stewart's house for Christmas. It was, one of the
Oh.
yeah. We had access to like incredible people. So by the time I was 11, I was doing play readings with people like Keir Delay from 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Frank Gorshin, who played the Riddler on the old Batman series. Like, it was really like an amazing education. I got this incredible education. And Sean Cunningham really was the person who taught me how to format a screenplay and how to do all that. So I was immersed in all of this. I go to NYU, and I made a few horror shorts, but I ended up making 23 movies while I was at NYU, which, by the way, is why it's the best film school in the world. Look, it's the most pretentious place on earth. Like, it's this like weird little point of a needle of pretension. Everybody walks through the hallways in slow motion. Really douchey. It's really douchey. And I was like king of the douches, so I don't ever shy away from that. But I have to tell you, the reason it's such an incredible school is you never stop making movies. You are always making a movie. And that's the difference between NYU and almost every other school I've been around or know people have gone to. So that's why I had to go there. Like, from birth, I was like, I'm going to NYU. And I made this movie, and it was a romantic comedy told from the guy's point of view, which is not usually how rom-coms go.
Right.
And it was a John Hughes movie as if written by David Mamet.
Oh, wow. A lot of F-bombs?
A lot of F-bombs.
All right.
And it was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to do the, by the way, it was so not NYU. It was such an like totally anti-NYU kind of movie. And I was so nervous about how not NYU it was. I finally just went, fuck it. I'm really going to go for it and make this totally fuck you in NYU's face.
Nice.
And I shot an opening. So the two leads of my movie, of my student film at NYU, were Tom Lennon and Joe Latruglio. So Tom Lennon, who was Officer Dangle in Reno 911.
He went to my high school.
Oh, that's,
I went to his.
Yep. Oh, right, outside of Chicago. Yeah, perfect. And then Joe Latruglio, who plays Andy Samberg's partner on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, that's right.
The little short guy, the really
Short guy.
adorable, funny
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
super bad at all. So these two guys, who were also part of the state, those two guys were at NYU with me, and they were the leads of my movie. Well, Tom Lennon plays the lead of the film, and I dressed him up in a halter top and silk shorts, and I gave him these giant boxing gloves
Brian's outfit.
because this was right after Do the Right Thing had come out.
Okay.
And so I shot an opening with Tom doing the Rosie Perez dance from the beginning of Do the Right Thing. And the original title of the movie, oh man, I'm going to burn in hell for this. I'm Jewish. The character is Jewish, was part of the story. And so the original title was Do the Right Thing.
Nice. Laheim.
Exactly. And Tom Lennon, who could not be less Jewish, is doing this whole dance. And we did like a klezmer version of Fight the Power behind him. It was nuts.
Where can we
Anyway.
see some of your student films, by the
Well,
way?
here's the thing. You
Yeah.
can't see that opening. What happened was the film got screened for the judges at NYU before I was able to put this opening on, right? Before I was able to, because I was going to stitch this to the movie. And it came back to me through my girlfriend, who was also in the movie, a woman named Deborah Kaplan, who went on to co-write and direct Can't Hardly Wait and Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh.
So she was in this student film as well. So she's my girlfriend at the time. She came to me and she said, listen, a buddy of mine is screening the films for the judges. And there were, 300 films that were, being watched for this festival. And he came to me and said, the judges kind of flipped out over the movie. And she said, well, how do you know? He said, it's the only movie they watched twice.
Wow.
And it's a 32-minute movie, so it's substantial. So it's like, holy shit, really? So I decided maybe I shouldn't piss off everybody at NYU, and so the movie ended up being called "So You Like This Girl," much more innocuous, sweet title.
It's a good
Yeah.
time.
And the movie won Best Picture.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's the
Nice,
first
dude.
movie in NYU's history to win an ensemble award. So it won for every cast member won an award for the movie. It was really kind of an amazing moment. Like I was like, wow, what happened? Because I really made a movie that was not an NYU film, but because it was so not NYU, because it was in color and it was funny. Rather than being in black and white with people
Yeah.
drinking small coffees and
Godard and Rivette would be proud.
Exactly. Here I am making this John Hughes movie with F-bombs.
Yeah.
And so the movie did not get taken to LA when NYU in LA showed up, right? They just didn't bring it. Even though we won Best Picture, they didn't bring it. The dean did not bring the
Wow.
movie. So I got 2 job offers from the festival in New York. And by the way, we were nominated for the Student Academy Award as well. So I got 2 job offers. One was from David Lynch and Mark Frost to be in the writer's room
Wow.
for season 2 of Twin Peaks.
Wow.
That'd be a
And it was pretty cool.
to start with.
And
Yeah.
I was a lunatic Lynch fan. And the other offer was from Sean Cunningham, who said, hey, if you come to LA and be my bitch for a year, I'll give you your shot.
Fuck yeah. How can you
Hey,
say no to
that-
to that? you know?
Exactly.
And by the way, I'm doing it a disservice because it sounded more like this. If you come out here to LA and you be my bitch for a year, I'll give you a shot. By the way, when I do Sean Cunningham, he sounds like the Penguin because Sean Cunningham is the supervillain, the Penguin. That is who he is.
Yeah, you have to do this interview in his voice for the rest of the way, by the way.
There was one time truly where none of us had money for food. Me, his son, Noel, and my writing partner, Dean Laurie, the 3 of us had no money for food. And we came to Sean and said, Sean, You have to give us some more money. You're not paying us enough. We need money. We can't eat. I said, because we have no money and you have all of the money. And his response to that was, I know, isn't it great?
Oh
my God.
That's a hell of a dad answer.
That is
Hollywood
a true
dad
answer. That is the true story of that.
Holy shit! You know, I have a newfound appreciation for Sean
Yeah.
Cunningham.
And this man was the man I considered my spiritual father. Anyway, so I came out to LA. You couldn't have gotten me to LA faster. Like, I was just finishing up the last production I was doing at my theater. I graduated early from NYU, won the awards, and I flew the fuck out to LA. I was like, I'm on the next plane. And I get out here, and really, I was Sean's bitch. I mean, it was awful. It was awful. I mean, I was doing like just I was picking up poop for the dogs. I mean, it was that bad.
Gotcha.
But I was working on a movie called House 4, where I met some lovely people. Yep. I was actually the practice pizza, the living pizza. They did all the makeup tests for the living pizza that Kane Hodder ended up playing. Hilariously. I'm like, motherfucker. It's like, I spend all the time in the goddamn pizza and you get the credit. All right, good. Started our relationship off perfectly. And then while I was there, I just kind of felt like Sean, I figured Sean was going to take advantage of me, right?
Yeah.
So I had a script that I brought out with me that I wanted to be my first film. And it was a movie called Johnny Zombie. And I loved this script. And I'd been workshopping it for 3 years with my roommate and best buddy in college, Dean Laurie. And so I decided, this is the movie I'm going to make. And I'm not going to wait for Sean to give me my shot. Like, I got to make my way in this world.
Yeah.
By the way, I came out to Los Angeles. Those of you that live in Los Angeles, you'll get this. I had $300 to my name. By the way, I'd paid off all my student loans. I was 100% clear. I'm 21 years old. I don't owe anybody anything. Like, I'm good to go, right? But I have $300 in my name, and I don't have a driver's license.
Oh.
I bought a 1963 VW Bug, canary yellow, which, by the way, is exactly the same car, make, model, and color that Kevin Bacon drives in the movie Footloose. So if you're playing,
It's the same one from Friday the 13th, 1 and 2, too, isn't it?
Exactly. But if you're playing, Kevin Bacon, if you're 6 Degrees of Bacon, guess what? You can get to me through Friday 13th, and you can get to me through Footloose car. So I'm just saying, I'm giving that to you as a gift.
Not a lot of people can say that in the industry.
You see what I'm saying? By the way, hell of a guy. He's very sweet. Okay. So I buy a car that I'm living in, but I can't drive it. I'm not allowed to drive the car. I'm just living in the car. It's my house. That is a true story.
It's still bigger than a New York studio apartment.
It really was actually spacious because I moved from New York to the car. So you're not wrong. So I have this script, and I had a lot of friends in catering around town in LA that were, actors and whatnot from NYU that had gotten out here already. So I get them to start letting me into charity events, to sneaking me into all these charity events. And I would come dressed in a tuxedo. And because I'm a trained dancer, I could dance. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to these events, and I'm going to find female executives and female producers, and I'm going to get my movie made because I can't dance with the men. So I'm going to dance with the ladies. So I meet Roger Corman's wife at one of these things. It was for the Rainbow Coalition, which was to help kids in Africa. And so I asked her if she would dance. And she was shocked. She was like, really? I was like, yes. So I take her out of the dance floor, and I'm dancing with her. And she starts asking me who I am. And I give her my full pitch. And she says, well, what are you doing out here? I said, well, I'm working as as Sean Cunningham's assistant. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah. I said, but I'm trying to get my first feature done. And I had heard that her and Julie and Roger, were both trying to outdo each other on who could make the movie for the least amount of money in the shortest amount of time. It was like this contest they had.
Challenge accepted.
Exactly. And I pitch her Johnny Zombie, and she's like, oh my God, I love this idea. I was like, cool. She said, "Get me the script tomorrow." I said, "Done. I will deliver it to your doorstep." By the way, delivering it to her doorstep meant I had to go by bike from West LA to Venice to get her the
Oh
script.
wow.
Oh,
But
no.
okay, whatever.
Damn. Hey, you're one hell of a dancer.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I immediately go and tell Noel, Sean's son, this news because I know that Noel will immediately go to his father and tell him.
Bidding war.
Uh-huh.
The next day, I'm in the office and I'm making photocopy of the script. Sean walks in, sees the thing, goes, "What's that?" I said, "It's this movie I want to make. You know, it's this little," and he grabs the script, pulls it off my desk, walks into his office, slams the door with the script.
Oh my God.
I kid you not, 90 minutes later, "Marcus!" I come running in. He says, "All right, I hate this fucking script,
Oh my.
but I love the idea of it, and I think it's got a great title. So I'm gonna give you $1.5 million, and you gotta go to Connecticut and you're gonna shoot this movie." And I was like, wait, what now? What do I do? What? Huh? He says, "But I hate the script. So I'm gonna hire you a real writer to fix it." And I went, and only a 21-year-old version of me would do this. I went, "Well, then no sale."
Oh my God.
And he's looking at me like, and I said, "I'm not fucking over my friend. That's not happening." I said, "Sean, do this. Fly Dean out to LA. Put us up in whatever flea bag motel you want to put us up in, and let us work on the script for a few weeks. And if after 6 weeks we don't deliver you what you want, then you can find another writer." And he was like, "Okay, all right." He flies Dean out. Literally, we go to the airport to pick Dean up. He drives the two of us to the Robert McKee story structure seminar for 30 hours, literally from the airport right to the thing. I was like, what is happening?
Wow, he really hated that script.
Yeah.
He fucking hated it. By the way, the script was great. He's wrong, but it was whatever.
Yeah, he's copied it
so-
3 times since.
Yes. So we rewrote for 6 weeks, and he ended up loving the script. Like, it became his favorite thing. And so he wanted to go to studios now. He's like, "We can get more money. We're gonna get more money. Money.
Did you have to change the name to Jonathan Zombie?
No. You're not gonna believe when we get to this part of the story. I say to him at that point, I said, "Look," I said, "you keep telling me that nobody in Hollywood reads." He's like, "No, they don't." I said, "Okay, so why are we sending the script out to get people to read it?" And so we're going to get assistants reading it, and they might not get what we're trying to do. I said, and the movie is so fucking weird because it's weird. I said, "Why don't we read it for them?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Why don't we invite executives to a staged reading of the piece? We'll bring them to a table read of the movie. That's the way we can do it. And I'll rehearse the actors before anybody hears it so that they actually get a performance." And we had this incredible casting director, this guy named Barry Moss out of New York City, who was a Broadway casting director who cast all of Sean's movies. He cast Friday the 13th. He's the guy who got him Kevin Bacon et al. And I said, let's get Barry to help us. So he loves this idea. We get a cast for this movie. I'm kid you not. We had 4 Tony Award winners at the table.
Why not?
Wow.
It was insane. This cat, remember Mrs. Garrett from The Facts of Life?
Charlotte Ray.
Yes.
Charlotte Ray was sitting at my
Girls.
table. Charlotte Ray was right there, baby, and she was
Oh,
fucking
that's
brilliant.
That was so cool.
I had Len Cariou and George Hearn, who both won Tonys for playing Sweeney Todd on Broadway. Both those dudes in the room. And the person who played Johnny in Johnny Zombie at the table read was the guy who had been my next door neighbor for 3 years at NYU, Adam Sandler.
Oh man.
By the way,
Wow.
this is 1 week before he gets the job at SNL. He literally leaves for New York 1 week later because he gets the job at SNL.
Yeah.
So this is the cast that we have. We do the reading. There's a bunch of studio execs there. Disney and New Line are both in the room. They both want it. A bidding war starts.
Congrats.
Right.
Stop.
Isn't this awesome? Everything's gold. However, I keep going, Sean, give it to New Line. Give it to New Line. Give it to New Line. New Line's got to have it. Give it to New Line. Yeah. Disney backs a truck of money up to Sean's house, and that was the end of New
Yeah,
Line.
there you go.
So now Disney is going to make an $8.5 million movie out of this little tiny movie, and there's no fucking way they're going to let a 22-year-old kid direct this. It's never happened.
I know what movie this is.
Yeah, here's a pass to Disneyland for you and your buddy.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
By the way, the first meeting we have at Disney, because I was now the associate producer of the movie. The first movie they have, they're sitting with the writer and myself, and they say, "Oh, guys, we love this film. We love it. I mean, this is terrific.
That's how you
Everything
know
about it.
changes
We just
are
love it.
coming. Sorry.
We only have one note for you guys, just one script note." And we're like, fuck, we were locked in the Holiday Inn for 6 weeks, rewriting one note. Bring it. They say, yeah. Could you get rid of the zombies?
Yeah. that
Oh,
sounds about right.
And we were like, wait, you're kidding. Like, you're joking, right? They go, no. I said, but it's called Johnny Zombie. They said, yeah, about that. Could Johnny seem, I don't know, like more, I don't know, tired than dead?
Sleepy.
yeah.
So anyway, the coda of this particular part of the story is that movie ended up becoming My Boyfriend's Back for Disney.
Mhm.
Yeah. By the way, that My Boyfriend's Back, the song My Boyfriend's Back is in the trailer for the movie. They didn't pay for it to be in the movie. It isn't in the film. It's just on the ads.
Huh. Well, ask for permission or forgiveness. I doubt Disney asks for either.
What?
But all right.
What? So I immediately, after this meeting at Disney, I go back to Sean's office. I said, okay, all right, listen, hey, jackass, I just made you a ton of money. You owe me a movie. Give me a movie. Like, I want a movie right now. And Sean says, you know what, Marcus? You know what your greatest ability is? I said, what, Sean?
Picking up dog shit.
He said, you're the world's biggest nudge. And I said, yeah, great. Give me a movie. And he says, all right. New Line is buying Jason Voorhees away from Paramount. If you can figure out a way to get that fucking hockey mask out of the movie, I'll let you write and direct it.
Huh.
And I was like,
Ah.
yeah. I mean, I'm jumping up and down. I'm celebrating. I'm down the hallway, and suddenly I go, wait, get the what out of the what? What am I doing? What? So I brought Sean a treatment for a movie called Friday the 13th, The Heart of Darkness. That was the original title. It was a much darker movie, guys. I mean, I'm telling you, the movie you saw, that is like the Disney version of the movie I was writing.
So
The reason it was called Heart of Darkness, and by the way, this will prove that I was the single most pretentious person at the most pretentious film school on planet Earth. I was 23 when I was going to be directing the movie, and I knew that I had figured out sort of the math. Well, I'll be 23 by the time I'm doing it. Well, Orson Welles was 23 when he left the Mercury Theater to direct his first feature film, which was going to be an adaptation of Joseph Campbell's The Heart of Darkness.
Oh.
And because my movie was about an evil heart, I went, I'm going to do what Orson Welles couldn't do, because he never got to make that movie and ended up making Citizen Kane.
Never heard of it.
So that is why our documentary is Heart of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday.
That is awesome.
full circle moment.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So I write this treatment in about 3 days. Sean reads it and he fucking flips out over it. He's like, this is great. This is nuts. It's ugly and fun. And you got the hockey mask out. And he loves it. And we're on our road. And when New Line read my treatment, they went, it's a little bleak, a little too dark. So they ended up having us rewrite. And then I wrote the first draft. Then Dean Lorry wrote the second draft. Then Jay Hughley, who's on the writing for the movie, he wrote a draft that was so bad that we threw it in the garbage and never looked at it again. It didn't work. By the way, not that Jay Hughley's not a good writer. He was a very good writer. The problem was Jay Hughley wrote musicals and country western movies. And suddenly he's writing a Friday 13th movie. It was like, it made no sense. Like, nobody got it. What we didn't know is that actually Sean was doing a really nice thing. He was. He was paying Jay to do this because Jay was very sick. And he was losing his Writers Guild health insurance. And so Sean wanted to help him out, which was really lovely. Like, that's a really very, very cool thing. It's one of the only nice things I've ever heard Sean do. And I give him full credit for it. It was really nice. It was really sweet. But when it came time for the writing credit on the movie, Dean and I had agreed that I would take story credit. He would take screenwriting credit because he wanted to be a writer and I was a director. Even though I'd written the script with him, I didn't care. I was like, no, let's divide it up. I'm fine with that. Well, then Sean came to us and said, hey, guys, Jay's not doing so great. So it'd be good if he got the residuals because he'll keep his insurance. So a couple of 22-year-old idiots, and we're like, yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why Jay Hughley's name is on the movie. He did not write the movie. The movie never went to arbitration through the Guild. We never asked for it to go through arbitration. And honestly, we did a good thing. So that's great.
Yeah.
Wow, we could have seen
did.
Jason in chaps. Wow.
You totally could have. By the way, wait. This is a true story. In Jason Goes to Hell, the scene where John LeMay is in the car driving, before he picks up the three hitchhikers, there is a song playing on the radio. It is from a Jay Hughley country and western musical.
No shit.
That's all.
How
cool.
about that? There
Yep.
you go. You made it in, Jay.
So there it is. So there is a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll. Okay, so we are on the road to making this thing, and I have to go in for a director's test. I have to meet with Bob Shea, president of New Line.
Uh-huh.
And again, I'm writing the movie. I'm shepherding the movie. I've been crewing the movie at this point. But now I have to go in and have a director's test. I was like, okay. So I go in to meet with Bob Shea, and I kid you not. First off, they call it the house that Freddie built. New Line. They're not fucking around. Like, Bob Shea's entire mega office is like nothing but Nightmare on Elm Street crap.
Let's go, Jamie.
It's
I
pretty
know.
fucking cool. It's pretty fucking cool. By the way, my agent, who's a pretty amazing woman, Cheryl Peterson. She's not my agent anymore. She was my former agent. She looked like a coiffed sort of Karen from the mall.
Mm-hmm.
She had, and she was my agent. She was a horror agent, right? She had Freddie's glove above her head at her desk on the wall above her head, and she put in bids to buy the Nightmare on Elm Street house when it went up for auction.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Now some dickhead owns it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know. But it's a thing. It's like, anyway. So Bob Shea had that kind of those kind of digs, and I sit down with him, and I swear to God, this guy gives me a horror movie test.
no shit.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. I literally do 30 minutes of trivia with Bob Shea,
wow.
and I nail it up until he gives me one question, and I got it wrong. And he went, and I went, oh, I'm sorry. Now, here's the thing. I have a bit of a photographic memory, and I can end up reading things. Like, I'm talking to you and I suddenly read like a passage that I know, and I suddenly go, oh, no. So I suddenly looking at the credit list on the bottom of a poster in my head, and I went, no, I'm sorry. No, I was wrong. That's Alone in the Dark. I was thinking Afraid of the Dark, but it's Alone in the Dark. And I'm sorry. Bob, that was the movie you made with Jack Shoulder. That was your first film together, right? And he's like, he turns to Sean Connery and he goes, all right, he doesn't suck. So Mike DeLuca, who's our executive, he takes me out of the room because Sean and Bob are going to talk alone. The adults are going to talk. So Mike DeLuca was in his 20s and I'm in my early 20s. The two of us go outside, and Mike DeLuca turns to me, and I said, and I looked at him, I said, he doesn't suck? And Mike DeLuca goes, are you kidding? you're in, man.
Yeah, I'll take that.
wow.
I take that
Yeah.
from Bob J.
So 2 weeks later, I did my director's test, and I shot the scene that I shot was the scene at the car, where the cop and John LeMay have the little showdown with the guns. I got a gun, you got a gun. So we did that. I shot that scene. But by the way, the people who shot my director's test was my entire crew that ended up shooting the movie, because I'd already crewed up the whole film. Like I had a crew.
Yeah.
You already did
So-
the pre-pro work, yeah.
Right. So we ended up with the most amazing director's test. It was insane. I shot it on a Thursday. We did color and sound on a Friday. We scored it on Saturday
Wow.
and handed it in on Monday. And it was all on 35 millimeter. Like this wasn't video. Like we were really doing a thing. Made a
Round the
movie.
fucking clock here, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what's crazy. And I rarely ever get to tell this story, but it's a cool story. The night before I'm doing my director's test, Bob Kurtzman of Canby says, "Hey, you're a big John Woo fan, right?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, I fucking love John. You know that." By the way, this is before anybody in America knew who the fuck John Woo was. This was people knew A Better Tomorrow or Better Tomorrow. That's it, but they didn't know what he had done. The Killer, they might have done. Right. But again, this is before it had really hit in America, right? And he hadn't done an American movie. He didn't even speak. He barely spoke English.
No.
So I'm asked if I want to go see his latest film at a screening at Orion Studios. They're going to show it in the screening room, and I was like, yeah, yes, I'm going. I don't just get to go to a screening of Hard Boiled for its very first American screening. I'm sitting next to John fucking
Oh man,
Woo.
that is so freaking cool.
When the movie ends, I turn to him and everybody's applauding and I just said, "Oh my sir, I've been a fan of yours for the last 10 years. I adore your work." And I said, "Bullet in the Head is one of changed my life." He's like, he couldn't believe I knew any of his movies. And he says to me, he goes, I'm trying to get better.
Aww.
I was like, okay, this is the way to be. Like you are the man, and you are the man and the man. Now I leave that screening. I'm driving home, and those of you from LA will know I'm on Olympic Boulevard, just about to pass the Water Gardens, that area in West LA where there's like that, that kind of, right near where the Netflix studio is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just passing that area. There is a bunch of commotion. They stop me. There's a line of police cars that are shooting by, chasing a brown sedan. And the sedan is driving in the oncoming traffic lane.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the other lane, so it passes me, goes this way, right? And all the cops are shooting by, right? And suddenly there's helicopters in the sky. There's motorcycle cops everywhere. Now, again, I'm right where the light is, okay, stuck there because of all the commotion. And in LA, we all stop and everybody just sits there quietly. Suddenly, I hear the cop cars and the sirens getting closer and closer again. Now, they were all going away. Now I hear them coming back. And I turn and see that sedan is now driving on the grass median. And he's coming right for my car. I'm in a Chrysler Baron convertible with the top down. And this guy is coming right at me, right? At the last moment, he swerves. The car hits a tree right next to my body, right here. Hits a tree. I turn and look. This guy is literally got a crack pipe in his mouth.
Oh God.
On brand for LA.
Right?
Yeah.
He turns and looks at me like this and points a gun at me.
What? Oh
Okay?
God.
And I'm like, what? Suddenly, I feel someone grab the back of my head, shove me down into my car under my steering column, screaming, "Down, down, down!" And suddenly, there are hands on the side of me yanking me out of my car through my passenger side, running me across the street, and they throw me under a police van. True story.
Busy day.
I turn and look. There are 4 cops standing on my car with guns pointed at this guy.
Good Lord.
They get their guy. There's no fire is given or returned. They get their dude. They bring me back to my car. There's somebody like rubbing out the footprints in my car. And they say, "Are you okay, sir? Do you need a ride?" I was like, "No, I'm just gonna drive home. I'm gonna just go home. I gotta go home. I got a director's test in the morning. I gotta go." I get in my car and I'm driving home, but I am like freaking out. I'm like, "What just fucking happened?" So on my way to my home, my line producer Debbie Haincass is right on the way there. So I drive to her house because I'm like, I'm not going home to Noel and Dean. They'll just be idiots. So I get to her house. I get out of my car. As I'm walking up her walkway, she runs out of her house, grabs me, hugs me, and she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how do you know?" She said, "You've been on the news for the last 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
That's fucking awesome.
No.
Wow. What you have accomplished in just the first 23 years of your life is more than many people put together.
Good
So,
God.
Yeah, shooting my standoff with the guns the next morning. I was like, I know how to do this. I'm good. I know how to shoot this thing. So, by the
Jesus.
way, the next weekend I went Laserdisc shopping with John Woo, and he bought me my first 7 Laserdiscs. So,
That was nice.
That's
Jeez, man.
That's
awesome.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jesus, my first year in LA, all I got to do was direct Eric Roberts.
Hey, that's really cool.
Don't denigrate that for a second, dude. That's awesome. Well done. Well done.
Quick segue. Eric Roberts, I'm asking him for advice. He looks at me. He goes, "Remember this for the rest of your career. Actors are always fucking right." I was like,
Oh,
Wow.
all right.
Did you say, and you're an actor? Anyway.
Wow. Man.
Sorry, I'm totally kidding. He's actually
Yes.
terrific.
Yes.
He's terrific.
loved him in Purple Greenwich Village. That was my shit. But
Oh,
yeah.
dude, he's and by the way, Star 80. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, and Bob Fosse for me is the GOAT. So I mean, that is insane. Yeah, it's insane.
Well, I can just see your tombstone right now, Adam. He went to NYU and he didn't suck.
He didn't suck is actually pretty good. That's not
That's a
bad.
good tagline. Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yes.
So on Jason Goes Tell, what directing is your first studio flick? You got that going. Like what? It couldn't have all been fucking sunshine and rainbows. What?
God, no. Oh,
Yeah.
God, no.
What are some of the bullshit? Like what? Like how did you fucking climb out of the shit? Like what?
Well, there's
happened?
Sean Cunningham, and then there's Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, was breathing down your neck the whole fucking time.
But he wasn't. Look, in the first week of the movie, I mean, the first day, and we do cover some of this we cover a lot of this in Hearts of Darkness. But the first day on set, I walked on. First thing, when I cast the movie and when I crewed it, I had a full beard. I had this beard. By the way, I've been middle-aged since I was 15 years old. So like people now meet me, like see me from high school, and they're like, "Dude, you're exactly like you haven't aged a day." I'm like, I know. But here's the thing: if I were to shave this beard off right now, you'd be like, "Oh, why is Baby Huey on our podcast?" Because I look like I'm 13 again.
Yeah, make sure his parents sign the release.
Exactly. I shaved my beard for first day of production because it was summer. We were going to be shooting in July and August in LA, so it's fucking hot.
Shit.
In the valley, no less.
Uh,
And I was like, you know what? This is going to be a new day. New day, new Adam, starting fresh, go to production. We're going to do our thing. So I shaved the beard off. I get to set, and my cinematographer, Bill Dill, who is one of my closest friends, he turns, looks at me, and goes, "Wait a minute. How the fuck old are you?" That's literally day one, moment one. Okay.
That's fucking awesome.
I then bring my shot list to my first AD, and my first AD looks at it and just kind of goes, "Uh-huh." And he walks away. Suddenly, him, Bill Dill, my cinematographer, and Sean Cunningham come at me like a murder of crows. And they're surrounding me, and they're like, "What the hell is wrong with you? You can't get this many shots. You fucking mind? This is like shots for 3 days worth of work. What are you?" I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm just, again, I was at NYU. I shot movies. I could do 50 shots in a day with my eyes closed.
yeah.
I had a 50 shot list for the first day.
Oh fucking
Oh,
Christ!
wow.
And Sean Cunningham said, Get it down to 20. You can't even get half of these. Get it to 20. I said, okay. I'll get it to 20. They send me to one of the lunch tables that's been set out on the lawn in front of the location. There is a photograph of me hunched over my shot list, tearing the shot list to pieces and kind of mixing shots and making that photograph of me. Like I watch that photo, I look at that photograph now and I just go, that is the only moment of sheer terror you had on this movie. That's the moment.
Huh.
I brought them back a shot list that was 23 shots.
Wow.
Yeah, and Sean said, you're not going to get the last 3. You're only going to get 20. I said, okay. We got all 23 shots.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
By day 2, we had 27 shots.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
The average on Jason Goes to Hell for setups, 33 a day.
Oh, shit.
What that taught me
That's
was that everybody's going to move at the pace that you set, as long as you set a pace that keeps everybody having fun and working their butts off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the greatest lesson I could have been taught, because the directing, and Brian, you're a director, so you'll know this. Directing is not about being the captain of a ship. It's not about being a taskmaster. It's about setting a tone on set that makes people feel that they are safe to work, that they are going to have a good time. We're going to get a lot of work done, but this is going to be a good time making this movie. Because I got to tell you something. If making movies isn't a good time, shit, man, I can find a much easier way to make money.
Yeah.
This has to be fun. This has to be fun. It's too hard for it not to be fun. And so, honestly, look, I had, some issues with a couple of actors, really one actor. I had issues with one actor on the movie.
fucking Kane.
The what?
Fucking Kane.
Kane, son of a bitch.
Kane.
No, man. Talk about like my true backup. Like that guy had my back. Boy, did he. And to this day, he still has my back. No, I had one actor that was a problem, and Sean, and that's it. And that's it. I mean, I really did have kind of an amazing time because I was too stupid to know that anything bad could happen.
Yeah.
I got hit by a car in the middle of production.
What?
Yeah. I'm this. Oh, Jesus. So we're in front of the opening house where Julie goes to get naked and have all the shit happen, and all the false dolls. You are very welcome.
Right.
By the way, Julie, who is truly like my heart, like one of very close friend to this day. By the way, she is now a stunt coordinator. She has won 2 Emmy Awards as stunt coordinator. She is a badass. She is like hardcore, amazing, badass lady. But I am giving her direction. I'm talking to her. She's sitting in the opening, the car at the beginning of the movie. It's a Toyota Corolla. No, sorry, Toyota Celica with a rag top, and it was my roommate's car. It was Dean Laurie's car, it was Ryder's car, and so I put her in that, and she had my cap on and my jacket. Actually, I costume her in my own shit, and I'm standing there, and I've got my head like here's the windshield, right? So my head's in, and I'm talking to her, I'm giving her direction. The Jenny truck comes by and hits me while I'm there.
You're not supposed to do that.
My head gets smacked into the windshield, right? I spin around and I land on the ground.
Oh my God.
And people like run to me. Oh my God. And they're trying to like pick me up. And I'm like, and I'm sure I'm concussed at this point. I was like, they stand me up. Deborah Hayne Cass, the line producer, comes up to me and she grabs me around the waist and says, okay, listen, are you going to die? I said, no, I'm just a little dizzy. She goes, okay, listen to me. The Bond company is on set right now. Those guys over there in the suits, that's the Bond company. Said, listen to me. Please tell me you're okay. Please tell me I don't have to take you to the hospital. I was like, I'm okay. I can do this.
Oh my God.
She and my first AD stand on either side of me for the next 2 hours holding me up. That's not a joke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And by the way, still, whatever. Like, whatever, man. Like, whatever. I had a great fucking time. Like, I'm making my movie. Like, by the way, when I'm making a movie, like, no one can steal my joy except Val Kilmer. That's the only person that's
And people drive in a
Jenny.
Jenny truck. But okay.
No.
They couldn't but they couldn't even steal my joy. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm still here. I'm alive.
Yeah.
My head's on. Let's
So
do
everybody
it.
was
Let's go
having
make
fun.
our movie."
Going. Let's keep going.
Didn't give a shit.
Couple questions for you. I guess
Yeah.
you kind of answered this one, but
Please.
what did you learn while shooting this film that they just can't teach you in film school? And I have a question about the Easter eggs after.
Oh,
you answer
great.
this one.
Okay. The thing you can't learn in film school about shooting a movie, being on set and shooting a movie, is everything.
Yeah.
They don't teach you shit in film school about what to do when you make a movie. They do not know, because the people that are teaching you at film school rarely are people who made movies.
Got it.
They were on set, maybe. And by the way, I had some great teachers, and I had some teachers. Look, Martin Scorsese taught a class that I was in, and I worked for him already on Goodfellas, one of the first movies I ever worked on.
Wow, that's so cool.
Oh yeah. No, I worked for a company called R. Greenberg and Associates in New York City. I work with Brian De Palma. I work with Jonathan Demme. I mean, I worked with some incredible people,
dude.
While I was at school, it was amazing. That said, what they don't teach you in film school is, like, one, how to get a fucking job. Nobody teaches you that shit. And by the way, it's why I tell actors, stop going to conservatories. Stop it. Stop learning how to do Chekhov. Nobody's going to pay to see you do Chekhov. Cut it the fuck out. Like, your
shirt is blue.
TV? The what?
No, just fucking Meisner technique. Go ahead.
Right. But by the way, listen, I am all for actors learning all that shit. Like, you got to learn it, and then you have to unfucking learn it. Like, that stuff is a trap, and it's handcuffs around an actor's ability. You have to have the language of all of that, absolutely. And every actor is going to find their technique in some of those things. But most of it is just horse shit. Like, stop. You're not a piece of bacon. Stop. You're not the chair. Don't be the chair. Cut it the fuck out. Yeah. What they're trying to do, what all those things are trying to do, and I'm strictly talking about acting right now, they're trying to get people to go back to what they had when they were kids, which is an imagination.
Yeah.
A lot of actors, they have so little imagination. And by the way, some of the people who are technically talented, but they have a tiny amount of the thing that actually makes you great as an actor, which is you have to put in your mind, you have to pretend so intensely that we believe you. When you watch a little kid playing, they are 100% the person they are at that moment. 100%. Yeah. It's why kids are incredible actors until they're 11. The minute they're 11, they become self-aware, and it all gets fucked up. Yeah. All gets fucked up. But a kid under 10, the best. Yeah.
I think I have an Uda Hagen book around here somewhere. Huh?
Hey, and by the way, I love Uda. I love Uda.
He doesn't have any books.
I met Uda as a kid, and Uda was badass. Uda was fun.
No shit,
Respect for Acting. That book is fucking great. It's a great book.
One of the first books I ever read for the business was that.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the reason why so many of the Brits eat our lunch when it comes to acting, it's not that they're better actors. It's that they're not so full of shit.
Huh.
We train actors with all this nonsense. And again, I respect whatever that actor's process is. Whatever your process is, fantastic. I'm 100% behind it. But your process cannot be applied to anybody else.
Whatever happened to fucking truth in the moment? Whatever happened to that?
No shit. I couldn't agree more. So look, I've been teaching acting since I was 15. I still teach. I teach 3 classes a week, and it's all professional actors. And my whole thing is, no bullshit in my room. Like, leave it outside, and eat the fucking chip, which is my acting technique. Which is the time that actors are more real than any other time is when they have a mouthful of food. Mostly because I've never been an actor that wasn't hungry. And watch an actor do a scene eating a bowl of pasta. You're going to be like, holy shit, this is like Daniel Day-Lewis in front of me. It's unreal. Like, you're like, what? By the way, take note. Watch any Brad Pitt performance. He eats in almost every scene he's in.
Yeah.
He's constantly eating.
Moneyball, eating fucking peanuts.
The whole movie, right?
Yeah.
In Ocean's 11, it is literally different form of food in every single scene.
Yeah.
Every scene.
Oh God.
a
I didn't-
lollipop, a piece of pizza. He's always eating. There's a reality that doing something that we do every day, and eating is the easiest version of it, but it can be anything. You ever watch? I'm sure you all watch Law and Order at some point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Law and Order. By the way, my uncle Ned, the guy who was in The Burning, he is in I think 68 episodes of Law and Order.
Wow.
Just a
Yeah,
few.
he's like every third episode suddenly Ned is there.
Yeah.
It's like
Fucking
the best
Ned.
home movies you could ever have. But here's the thing about Law and Order. It's all New York actors, and they are all fucking incredible. Like, that show is insane. Like, there's a guy there for 3 lines who's the guy moving fish, but they question him about Tony, and when was the last time you saw Tony? Because we think he might have raped this woman. And literally, the guy who plays just the dude, the dock worker, he's moving fish the whole scene. By the way, if you get approached by a detective for the New York City Police Homicide Squad, do you think you're going to keep doing your job? Or are you going to like stop and talk to the person? You're probably just going to stop and go, oh my God, you're a cop and
Yeah.
you're the murder squad. What will I do? Not on Law and Order. Never happened on Law and Order. On Law and Order, the
You got
guy
shit
is
to do.
like, he's like, hey, listen, I got to get these fish out of here. What? You want to know about Tony? I saw Tony about 2 weeks ago. But you know, it was funny. He had that knife with him. He's talking about his ex-wife. I don't know. I mean, I didn't give him much mind, but I got to get these fish out of here.
Yeah, time
you're
is
like-
money.
Yes.
And you sit there going like, that guy's brilliant. That actor is fucking amazing. It's simply because he's moving fish. It's because he's doing something. He's doing an activity that feels so completely honest to everything in that world of that character. The dialogue is just second nature. The dialogue just comes out of you. So this is stuff you don't learn in film school, and forgive me, in acting school as well. That is about how do you get people to forget they're in front of a camera, to forget that they're on a movie set, because you got to get them to forget. You got to get them to forget there's a fucking lens, because that's when you get magic.
Acting is reacting. I mean,
100%. 100%. And by the way, that is why Meisner does matter, because the whole idea of Meisner of like, you can only get your performance off the other person. Well, that's true, because we only get our conversation. The 4 of us are doing the best Meisner exercise we ever could, because we are literally just talking to each other and reacting to whatever this jackass says. Right?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad someone said it.
Well,
Yeah.
Right. I'm always the first one to call myself out as an asshole. But I will tell you, look, when it comes to being on set, look, NYU did teach me a couple things that were amazing. It taught me time management. I had an incredible first AD on Jason Goes to Hell. The guy was amazing. He literally went from my movie to Pulp Fiction. That's the next movie he
wow.
did.
Never heard it.
Guy named Sam Mahoney, who left the business and owns a bar in Colorado now. But he was a genius. He was brilliant at his job. I have never had a good first AD since that time, and I hope every AD I've ever worked with is watching this podcast right now, because they can all go fuck themselves.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
I have literally had to be my own first AD, and my producing partner will tell you, he's like, the best first AD I ever met is my director. Because I keep a shot clock. If we're 20 minutes in and we have not moved to a new setup, we are behind the clock, man. Move it. And I don't fuck around with that. And by the way, if we're ahead of schedule, you never hear me make a peep. Not a word. I have had first ADs who yell at a crew and work half a day ahead. And I've had to pull them aside and go, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Like, if we get 10 minutes behind, you can yell.
Yeah.
But we're a half a day ahead. I want you going to get them snacks. Give them a back rub. What are you yelling at them? You're yelling? Why? They're doing great.
Yeah. Got to make your day in Hollywood. Time is.
You burn in daylight, Mike.
That's
you
it.
burn in daylight.
It literally is the only thing that actually matters is time. And I will tell you, when it comes to acting, Jason Goes to Hell is the very first Friday the 13th movie ever to have a 2.5 week rehearsal period before we made the movie.
No shit.
I rehearsed all those actors. And by the way, they didn't get paid for rehearsal. I said to them, I am available to you. I would love to run rehearsal. If you guys want to be involved, let's do it. And the whole cast showed up. It was amazing. Not Aaron Gray, but everybody else. And Aaron's amazing. I love it. But no, guys like Stephen Culp were like, oh my God, we're going to do theater shit on this. I was like, yeah, yes. Why wouldn't we rehearse? Because when we got to set, I barely had to talk to the actors. They knew their shit. They were ready to rock.
They were ready to do it.
They knew their stuff. I hired amazing actors, and then I gave them free rehearsal from me, and they all took it.
I mean, it just makes the day go by faster when you're shooting because
does.
everyone knows their fucking marks. Like we're
so
good to go. Yeah,
it's so good. It really is. When you're not getting like my motivation. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
that's a question for 2 weeks before we shoot. That's not for today. If you haven't come up with that by the time we're shooting, we're in real fucking trouble.
Oh boy. I had a girl that had her own TV show on ABC Family that I directed, and she asked me that same fucking question.
do you want to know what Sean Cunningham's answer?
Let's hear it.
Is?
I want to know.
An actor asked him what your motivation is. He goes, "You know what your motivation is? On the other side of the door that you're walking to is your check. There's your motivation."
There you go. I like that's the answer I want to hear.
Yeah, I mean.
By the way, worst answer ever to give an actor. Just
I'm
not
sure,
helpful. That said, he's not wrong in the sense of like a producer going, "Give me a fucking break." As directors, we have to look. And by the way, this is another thing they don't teach you in film school. Oh God, drives me nuts. At NYU, the #1 film school on planet fucking Earth.
Oh, I think I heard that once. I thought it was Chapman, but go ahead.
By the way, wait, you want to know something? Wait, I got to say something. Chapman University is my favorite school for film output.
No shit.
Oh.
No shit. That is a true thing. Bill Dill, my cinematographer, head of the cinematography department at Chapman for a decade. I mean, I love that fucking school. I love Chapman. Fucking love that place. And there are badass movies that come out of that university. Really good films. Sorry, I digress, but it's a really good school.
Right, all right.
You actually hit a sweet spot for me. I'm like, no, I love that school. At NYU, there was one class on directing the actor. One. I had 5 classes in fucking lenses. I'm a director. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like we train people to be Michael Bay. No. Train us to be Scorsese. Train us to be Spielberg. Train us to know how to move a camera rather than worrying about what fucking glass is on the camera, and train us to work with actors.
I need that vintage 50mm with the lens flare.
Right? Yeah. Like the only time that I get nuts about a lens is if I'm like, I want a split diopter. That's it. Like otherwise, it's like, okay, we'll have the discussion and I know what lens I want to use, but I'm sorry if the DP says, listen, I think it's going to be much better with a 35. I'm like, great, then let's try that. Let me look at it.
Yep.
But that should not be my first thought. My first thought should be, what am I putting in front of the lens?
Yeah.
That's the story. I mean, you guys have all seen Swingers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Swingers is a remarkable movie. Like, remarkable. Okay? It looks like it was shot through the bottom of a dirty shot glass. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. It's just a great movie. Because the characters take you to where you want to go. That's what movies are. We've lost so much in this idea for cinematic perfection in what we're looking at that we have forgotten to tell stories in front of the goddamn lens. Look, Terrence Malick is a fucking bore. I said it. He's a boring filmmaker. He makes boring movies about boring things. They're all very pretty. Great. Put them up in a museum. I'll look at them. I'll go and look at his slideshow.
Yeah.
But for the love of God, tell me a story.
Yeah. Like
you don't want to have 30 minutes of moving pictures with like 2 lines of a voiceover.
Dude.
Godard's rolling in his fucking grave.
It gets me crazy. And by the way, the film snobs out there, that's what they consider real movies. And I'm like, well, you're just fucking wrong. Sorry. Movies are things that move people. So
I need to feel an emotion. Let me connect to you. If I can't connect to you, it's bullshit. I don't buy into it.
Yeah,
we are deep on Demented Forever. All right. Now one thing I do like to see in movies is Easter eggs.
Yes, you did.
And I,
And boobs.
unfortunately, I'm oblivious because I'm a dumbass. But you put in some pretty fucking cool Easter eggs in your movie in Jason Goes to Hell.
And I was doing it before anybody was really doing that. Like there were a couple of movies that that threw stuff in, but no, I went hardcore on it. Mostly because I think I hate how, again, going back to film school, forgive me. NYU is built on the auteur theory, and I know there's a lot of film schools that go by that. I think the auteur theory is a bunch of bullshit. Because you cannot make a movie alone. It's impossible. There's always going to be someone collaborating. So this idea that it's the one voice of fuck off. It's the voices of a lot of people. There should be one person whose vision it is. That I agree with. But, even the film by credit, if you wrote and directed the movie, okay, the film by credit's okay. If you didn't write and direct it, fuck you. Why is it a film by you? The writer didn't do it. The editor didn't cut the movie. That there's not another version. It's a big lie. So for me, it's this collaborative effort. And for directors, especially brand new directors, I wanted Jason Goes to Hell to tell everybody, these are the people I love and respect. And these are the people that taught me how to make this movie I'm making right now. So all of those nods are to filmmakers that I adore, that I was like, no, I'm the son of these people, of all of these amazing filmmakers. So
were there some that you didn't get to put in that you wanted to, or some that got cut out?
Look, I wanted the Evil Dead to just be in the movie. Like I just wanted the Evil Dead, like, as just dialogue. I couldn't. We just have the rights. So I snuck in the Necronomicon, and I got it directly from Sam. Sam Raimi gave me that Necronomicon, handed it to me in a Ziploc bag on the set of Army of Darkness. I had my prop people make a dagger that was, straight out Evil Dead. And I said, I just need it to kind of, it's got to be Kandarian, Kandarian in feeling. Let's not get sued, but
based on.
Yes. So that stuff was definitely there. Look, the stuff that's a little more subtle in the movie, like the Julia Carpenter crate from Creepshow, from the crate, right?
Love that.
Well, that's a double whammy, because I wanted to, one, honor George, who is the man.
George Romero's awesome.
And by the way, the director of Hearts of Darkness and Making the Final Friday was George Romero's personal documentarian for the last 15 years of his life.
Wow.
So Michael Felsher, by the way, incredible badass filmmaker in his own right, but was with George for so long. I actually just did a portrait of George for Michael that I just sent him. And my love for George Romero is so vast. So I wanted to honor him, but there was a reason I chose the crate, because it said Julia Carpenter on it, because I wanted it to be a nod to John Carpenter as well.
Nice. That was so cool.
Because the most influential movie on Jason Goes to Hell is The Thing. So everybody always thinks that, like, I cribbed it off of The Hidden. I had not seen The Hidden when I made Jason Goes to Hell. I just had missed that movie. I just hadn't seen it. I saw it afterwards, and I literally went like, oh, fuck. Because it is very similar. By the way, you know who did see The Hidden? Every single person at New Line fucking Cinema, because they made the movie. And not one person ever came to me. By the way, Bob Shea, his directing partner, Jack Shoulder, directed that movie.
Well, it was like a few years prior, so that out of sight, out of mind.
Not one person at New Line ever came to me and said, "Hey, Adam, it's a little bit like The Hidden." Not one. No one said it. Okay,
Hollywood.
Here's the thing. So we touched on it earlier, but we didn't get to it. The reason why I can't have a Guinness in Dublin is because I have never drank in my life.
Wow.
I've also never done any drugs of any kind. I eat very little sugar. I'm really a fucking boring asshole when it comes to
you're kind of missing out, especially on the drugs, sugar.
Here's the thing.
Alcohol.
Here's the thing. You guys ever see the movie The Ice Storm?
Yes.
Okay.
Sigourney Weaver, Kevin Kline.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I grew up in the ice storm. Okay. I grew up with an incredibly irresponsible time. I grew up in Westport, Connecticut, where literally everybody was fucking everybody else's mother. But acting like they were all, perfect members of society and should be running the PTA while they're having key parties on Saturday night.
Right.
I watched people act like such douchebags. And for me, I'm a control freak, like to the nth degree, as a lot of directors are. I don't ever want to lose control of myself. So I have a tremendous fear of no, I'm good. Even when when I've had surgery and stuff, I won't do not give me the drugs to bring home with me. I'll be in pain. I'm fine, but don't make me go out of my head. I'm not interested. The loss of self, I think, is a really a motivating factor for me in my storytelling.
Yep.
And it's truly what Jason Goes to Hell is about. So what I love about John Carpenter's The Thing is it is about the loss of self. Like what happens when it's you, but it ain't you. And Jason Goes to Hell takes it one step further, because in Jason Goes to Hell, the person is still in there. So Jason's moving the shark, but you're in the shark. You're seeing all of this. So one of my favorite scenes in Jason Goes to Hell is when Andy Block, as Officer Josh, Deputy Josh, when he melts, that's the evil of Jason has come out of him. It's gone. It's in Stephen now, right? It's in Stephen Culp. It's in Robert Campbell. And suddenly Andy feels the pain of disintegrating, because the evil that's been in him is so toxic, it literally melts you down from the inside. So his death is actually the most violent, most horrible thing in that movie, because that means that guy was in there when Jason was driving the bus.
Yeah.
That's terrifying to me.
Wow, this movie keeps getting deeper and deeper. How did you get the hockey mask back into the movie if you were told to take it out?
I got it back in. I got it back in because I used New Line to help me.
Oh, thank God.
Because New Line really wanted to make more Jason movies. By the way, they never talked to me about Jason versus Freddy. That never came up, not once. But they wanted Jason. They did not want me to get rid of their franchise character. They were fine with him disappearing for part of the movie. That they dug. And also that in every reflective surface, you still see Jason. They dug all that stuff.
Yeah.
And look, they were rolling the dice on trying to tell stories. Part 8 was such a disaster. I mean, it's a disaster. Okay. I'm not saying from anybody enjoying the movie. People can love the movie. That's awesome. I'm just talking about from a financial standpoint. That movie is why Paramount said, we're done. We're out of the Friday 13th business. It killed the franchise for them. So when I went to New Line was like, ignore part 8 ever happened. Go from part 7. Part 7 happened, then you. That's it. I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you guys tell me to do. So they were at a really low point in that franchise. So when New Line bought it, they were like, listen, kid, you want to do something new? We're all for doing something new. And it ain't going to be Jason takes a boat ride to Montreal. We want new. And they let me go. That's what was so cool. New Line was awesome. It was an amazing place to work. They were incredible.
Low interference and all that while you were shooting? Wow.
None. They came 3 days in the first week, and they turned to Sean Cunningham and said, and I was there for it, they said, kid's got it, knows what he's doing, he's great. And they left, and they never returned.
Wow.
Not once.
Fucking awesome.
The only person they checked in with, this is also in the documentary, the only person they checked in with was my cinematographer, was Bill Dill, because Bill was an award-winning documentarian and cinematographer. He's brilliant. He had been already shooting for Robert Townsend and for the Wayans brothers. He'd already been doing a lot of their stuff. And so they trusted Bill, and they would call him to check and say, how's Adam doing? And Bill's like, guy's fucking great. And that's all they needed.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, you also remember the movie was made for $2.5 million. We made that movie for nothing. We had peanuts to make that movie.
Stretch that fucking budget, though.
And
Boy, did we. Boy, did we.
And
Because no one knows it's that cheap. Like, no one knows it. I mean, and again, part of that is I hired the right DP because he made it look like a big studio movie. But that's because I had a brilliant. It's shot so well. It's so beautiful. By the way, have all of y'all seen the 4K yet?
no,
No.
I haven't.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. Here's the thing about the 4K. And by the way, the Scream Factory release was fantastic. They did a beautiful job in the movie. All good. When we shot the movie, first thing, and I almost never talk about this. Jason Goes to Hell is only the second feature in the history of movie making to be shot at 22 frames per second. Whole movie. Yeah, there's a reason for that. One, Sean Cunningham does. By the way, the first movie that was shot that way was Deep Star 6, Sean Cunningham's previous movie to Jason Goes to Hell. The reason is that Sean does not believe an actor can do anything fast enough.
Okay.
The other reason is that it saves you 10% on your printing and stock costs.
Ah.
Again, I have all the money. By the way, this is a nightmare for a DP because the film is coming through the camera faster than it should because it's only 22 frames per second. So you are now have to change your f-stops. The amount of math that Bill Dill had to do every shot of the movie was astounding. And he did an incredible job. Now, when Bill and I were talking about this movie, about shooting it, our whole thing, we kept talking about Gordon Willis, the Prince of Darkness, who shot The Godfather, right? And again, this is a Friday the 13th movie. And we're, by the way, our two biggest photographic influences for this movie, The Godfather and Orson Welles' The Magnificent Ambersons. I kid you not. And there are about 40 shots in the movie that go, that's from Magnificent Ambersons. That shot right there. That's where we got it. Okay.
That's what I was thinking in my 20s. Wow.
Right? Didn't it stand out to you? There's an eye light in the movie, right? That tells you whether Jason's in a person or not. There's this eye light that we used. It's throughout the whole movie, and you pick up on it psychologically, but you don't know it's there.
Didn't Dean Cundy do that in The Thing?
I don't know if he did it in The Thing.
He mentioned,
he might have. That would be amazing.
There was like you could tell because there was you could see two little lights or a light or two in somebody's eye.
Oh, that's amazing. By the way, I almost worked with Dean. And he's a hero. He's an amazing guy. He wanted to shoot my remake of Val Lewton's I Walk with a Zombie at RKO. And he is I have such a giant crush on him.
Ask him about that.
Yeah, he's amazing. I will ask him. Yeah.
That's how he says that. That's how you distinguish who's the
we never brought it up
between him and between
him and Childs.
The last two characters.
Yeah. Bill and I literally took it from Magnificent Ambersons, from a very famous scene in the movie where this woman is reading a letter that's been left for her. And that eye light, Bill was like, "Do you remember the thing in Magnificent Ambersons?" I'm like, "You mean the letter scene?" He's like, "Oh my God." We literally spoke exactly the same language. So we shot the movie for, especially the Gordon Willis thing, was that we wanted the black in backgrounds to have so much depth, no cloudiness, that you felt anything could come out of the black. So nothing could be inky. We didn't want inky blacks. We wanted it to be this incredible depth of field, even in the blacks, right?
Yeah.
But you would still have massive darkness. Okay. Which is what Gordon Willis was famous for. When we shot the movie, we shot on Kodak. When they printed the movie, New Line cheaped out, and they printed on Fuji. So when they printed on Fuji, we went to see it in the theater, and Bill and I were like, wait, what the fuck? Everything got milky. So the blacks went milky, and now it didn't have the same depth of field that we created, right?
Oh, got it. Yeah.
When they went to DVD and the first Blu-ray, they went off that inner positive that was for Fuji, not the original negative. What they did for Arrow is Arrow went to Warner Brothers and got the original negative.
Oh.
So when Bill and I, so they asked me to come in and to oversee the 4K, right? Which I was psyched to do. But I said to him, I said, guys, why do we never bring in my DP? Like, yeah, I directed it, the guy who lit the fucking movie is the one who should be doing the color timing with me, right? He did it for me when we first color timed the movie. And they're like, you mean he'd come in? I'm like, yeah. Why wouldn't he? They go, you can get him? I'm like, I will call him on the phone. Just call him. So Bill came in. It was the first time him and I got to sit down for one of these editions. We spent 3 days. We went through every frame of the movie. The 4K is the first time ever that Jason Goes to Hell looks the way we intended Jason Goes to Hell to look.
Oh, wow.
It's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, it's my movie. And it's the first time I've ever seen it that way. Like it's the way it's what we did. It's how we shot it.
Wow, cool.
Yep.
Wow, I've got to pick this up.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I just want to pick that up. It just came out, I think, right? They
Arrow,
just-
it was in March.
March? Okay, so it was this year.
Yeah.
Your project, the poster behind you, when can we look forward to seeing
When
that?
can you look forward to House of Darkness making Final Friday?
Or Conspiracy 2. But yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, Conspiracy 2. I'll do Conspiracy 2 now that Val won't be in it. Hey.
Hey, I liked it. It was gritty.
Thank you. No. I'm very proud of the movie. It's just it was the only movie ever that made me think about not making movies anymore.
Wow.
Because he was such a fucking monster. He was a fucking monster. He was the devil. He's a bad man. I am sorry that he was in pain when he died. That sucks. I don't wish that on anybody. But sometimes God gets you.
Yeah. Wow.
You can't treat people that way. He sexually harassed women on my set. He was a bully.
Wow.
He was an abusive prick, and fuck that guy. And I'm so tired of the number of people I know in our industry who know exactly who the fuck he is. And when he died, they were like, oh, we've lost such an artist. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
By the way, this is how we promote bad behavior. This is how we do it. Is someone dies and we don't go, listen, it's sad they died. I'm sorry for his kids. That sucks. But I'm sorry. This guy was a piece of shit. And if we would actually let actors know that and students of film know those things, we could actually prevent them from behaving the same way. We never learn any of these lessons because we never want to call out anybody who treats people badly. Look, people say to me, oh, he's a good actor. I'm like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was a good craftsman. He understood his craft. He was not a good actor because I had Gary Cole in that movie. I had a brilliant, brilliant actor who loves the work and loves working with actors. And you're from Chicago. I mean, Gary, Steppenwolf et al. I mean, the guy is like, he is an amazing, important actor. Val Kilmer never stayed for one of his close-ups.
Oh,
Val would just leave.
Huh.
Wow.
And in his
He
writer.
tortured Jennifer Esposito on my set. He tortured her. She was in tears half the days she was working, where I had to act opposite her and throw Val back off my set.
Wow.
No.
God.
But by the way, I am proud of the movie Conspiracy because I like the movie I made. I will tell you this. I will send you a link so you can watch my cut of Conspiracy.
no shit. Fuck
Yeah.
It's a different fucking movie, dude. It is
Oh,
a different movie. Because I made a movie about PTSD and the horrors of the Iraq War. And they made me, they took the movie away from me eventually. The producers, not Sony. Sony was great. The producer took that movie away from me. By the way, the producers that stole an unbelievable amount of money off the movie, by the way, and got caught. They got caught.
Yeah.
No, not Stage 6. This was the producers. This was this was Hollywood Media Bridge. And those motherfuckers took the movie away from me and turned it into a Steven Seagal movie. You know why? Because what they made was Steven Seagal movies.
Got it.
Kind of had that. Yeah. All right. Well, now that you say that, yeah.
Yep. Some pretty bad people. Anyway, forgive me. I'm sorry I digressed.
No.
We were talking about something other than Conspiracy. Oh, shoot.
I generally do like that movie. So
thank you. No, and I appreciate that. By the way, that's one of those movies that nobody ever asks me about. I know there's like a huge audience that really does love that movie.
yeah,
I never get asked about it because
it's underrated.
And everybody talks about Jason Goes to Hell. Dude, my second feature was a movie called Let It Snow. I got Bernadette Peters to come out of an
Damn.
8-year hiatus from movies because she hated making movies. I got her to come out of that to be in my movie. Stephen Colbert, it's one of the first things he ever made.
Oh, nice.
It's Missy Pyle's first movie.
Oh, wow.
It's the Henry Simmons, who ended up becoming one of the leads of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yep. NYPD Blue, exactly. This was his first movie. So I made a movie that like had all these actors. We were a huge Sundance hit. We won awards all over the world. No one asks me about Let It Snow because it's not a horror movie. And I get it. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's disheartening because I go like, yeah, I made other stuff.
Right.
I didn't keep the lights on from the few horror movies I made. Like I've been working since I started. But people don't look. The joy of a Jason Goes to Hell, and it is joyful, is that I've got such a group of people that hate the movie so much that they have made the movie. They've kept it in the zeitgeist this whole time. People get into fights about my movie. Great. Because you're going to keep talking about it.
That's it. They're still fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
Just like your documentary.
Exactly, which is coming out in October. I got us back around to it. Thank you for that. That was awesome. That was very, very good.
What's the title?
Hearts of Darkness, the Making of the Final Friday.
Cool.
Directed by Michael Felsher, who is a brilliant filmmaker.
I heard he was a good documentarian.
He really
15 years?
is.
Yeah.
He really is. He's done over 400, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Crazy.
Are you going to be showing that around LA?
We showed at the Gardena Cinema. Its LA premiere. This was a couple months ago. They wanted to show it at Crystal Lake Nightmares, and I wouldn't let them.
Wise choice.
Yeah.
I thought I saw that somewhere. Did they ever release that they were going to show that there?
No.
Okay.
No, because I said no flat out. Mostly because Sean Cunningham was going to be there, and I was like, I'm not doing that. That said, here's the thing. Hearts of Darkness came about because there were two fans, a guy named TJ Bowser and a guy named Corey Kaufman, both really lovely guys, who for my birthday made a Facebook page called Jason Goes to Hell, the final fan page. And it was very sweet. It was on my birthday. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And there'll be a few people saying nice things. And I was like, I'm sure there'll be some people, wishing me more ass cancer because that's what people wish me. I don't know.
It wasn't that bad.
Dude, I'm telling you, people come after me. You have no idea. Like, you raped my childhood. I'm like, I did not do that.
Watch part 7.
Did not. There's a number of parts you can watch. But
Brian likes to do that. Watch parts. Sorry.
But I had been approached for years and years to make a documentary about it. I didn't want to do it. I was like, guys, it's a part of my life from a long time ago. And honestly, I'd gotten so beat up since the internet arrived because when the movie first came out, we did not have hate. That's not how it went.
Yeah.
That erupted when there's this douche nozzle who made a video on YouTube. This was in 2010, I think. Called How New Line Cinema Destroyed the Friday the 13th franchise.
Oh, wow.
This thing lit a fuse that blew up on me that I was like, wait a minute, what? And the movie was like 15 years old at that point. I was like, why are you bothering me now? What are you doing? And people went nuts.
Yeah, retro.
Right. And so when they made this fan page, I thought, like, it'll be a few people, it'll be nothing. In days, it had thousands of people.
Wow.
And the guys were such good moderators of this thing. Anybody the only way you get into the group is if you answered a group of questions that were very specific.
Yeah.
And anyone who slipped through and was an asshole, they were ejected instantaneously. So it was this really lovely community of people. It was lovely, right? It was nice. This was all a ruse to get me to make this fucking documentary. So that's the only reason they did it. That's literally the reason they did it. And both those guys. Huh?
Will this be streaming, or is it going to be physical media?
It will not be streaming right away. It's going to be physical media first. So here's how the physical media is going. So we are releasing through Synapse, through Redshirt releasing through Synapse. So Redshirt releasing is Michael Felsher's personal company. They just put out Trick or Treat a few months ago, the Gene Simmons horror movie.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Maze?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They sold out in 4 days. It was crazy. They're
I
limited
saw
edition.
that. Yeah.
It's crazy. So we are doing the releasing through them. You won't believe how fucking loaded and amazing this disc is. It's insane.
Well, I'm gonna buy it, so I will know.
Same.
Dude.
Same.
So not only is it a double disc set, but so the movie itself is 107 minutes. The movie on the double disc set is over 4 hours. So it's all the stuff that we pulled out of the movie, but that was still great footage. But I demanded, like, no, we're going to make a theatrical film. Like, we're not going to do Crystal Lake Memories. We're not doing an endless thing. This is going to be a story, tell the story. And then anything that doesn't work inside that story, we're going to give the fans that if they buy the Blu-ray. So we're doing the Blu-ray that way. It has all kinds of goodies in the actual thing. I can't give any of that away yet. They're not allowing me to. But they're like, it is packed. This thing is insane. And then we have a VHS release coming out at the same time.
Cool.
No shit.
So we will have both of those.
How many VHSs for the extra features?
No extra features on the VHS. You just get the feature. That's it. I am recording special intros for the people who bought the VHS on Indiegogo, and then I'm doing a different intro for people who are just buying it mass market. I cannot believe we're in a world where VHS has come back around, but boy, has it. Wow, it's crazy.
Crazy, right?
My VHS collection is fucking crazy.
It's nuts. Like, I love it. I think it's the coolest thing. So I am not allowing streaming for at least 6 months to a year after the physical media release. I will not allow it.
Thanks.
Streaming is destroying our industry. It has destroyed the independent film market. We are all struggling to make a dollar, and I will not do that. Plus, they're changing movies on us. They're actually recutting movies. There are services that are changing the films.
Still, really? I mean, I heard
you bet.
Blockbuster did that, but
dude,
wow,
my brother Kip, who plays Randy in Jason Goes to Hell, my brother Kip was the top executive for a very important streaming company. I won't say who. And he called me one day and he said, dude, you're the smart one. I said, Jesus, my brother calling me the smart one. What? For what? He said, because you have all that physical media. He said, because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here watching people change movies. I'm watching it.
Wow. Fuckers.
Yep. And also, if somebody gets canceled, suddenly you can't see those movies anymore. They just disappear. Yeah. This is nuts. Like, we got to stop this. We got to stop it. And so I am on the front lines of this fight to stop this degradation of everything that I've believed in my whole life. The film industry is such an important, beautiful thing, as corrupt and awful as it can be. The kind of stories we can tell, the way we can change the world, all of us, is powerful. And we're giving it away. We're giving it away. Lars Ulrich from Metallica was the canary in the coal mine.
Who knew?
And everybody treated him like he was the villain, and he was the hero.
Yeah.
He was actually the fucking hero.
He really was. Who knew?
Destroyed the music industry. Now it's destroying the film industry. It's awful. It's awful.
I miss seeing stuff shot in LA. It's killing me. I worked in production and I had to take a real person job, and it's awful.
Hey, by the way, I will tell you a good thing. There's a good thing. 44 new television shows are starting this fall in LA, shooting in LA, and over 40 features. And that's just from the first bunch of money being given by the state.
Oh,
Nice.
Well, I hope I
Yay.
So we are turning the boat around, my man. Like I'm right with you.
I had not heard that.
It's because they're slowly fixing the tax credit. The mayor sucks, and that's big part of it. But
the last feature I shot in LA was Jason Goes to Hell.
Jeez, wow.
Let
me know if you need a PA.
I will. You kidding? I'm actually
for fucking physical media.
I am
Batman
actually
is awesome.
Have any of you seen Secret Santa?
No. Sorry.
It's okay.
I am
not yet.
It is my most award-winning film. I shot. It came out. I think 2018 is the official release date. It's not really that. It was later than that. But Secret Santa. There's 2 of them, by the way. Don't look at the one with the goddamn sledgehammer. That's 2015, and it sucks. I have no problem saying it sucks because it sucks. Secret Santa from 2018. It is. It's the first movie that was made in my company, Skeleton Crew. When I brought my company back in 2015, we started. And it is we have 3 divisions of the company, which is television, film, and Where the Fuck Did Roger Corman Go? And the Where the Fuck Did Roger Corman Go division is ultra low, where basically you're given a bologna sandwich and a ball of twine, but you get to make the movie you want to make. And I said, I will be the guinea pig for this experiment. And I was. And I wrote a movie with my wife, my incredible writing partner. We wrote the movie in 20 days. We shot the movie in 11 nights. And it is my favorite film that I've ever made. Hands down.
Oh, wow. Very
Hands
cool.
down.
I've just added to the list.
It is a Christmas haramedy. And by the way, the Blu-ray of the movie, because Skeleton Crew Releasing did our own Blu-ray, the Blu-ray of the movie has a feature-length documentary called Naughty or Nice: The Making of Secret Santa, and it's a feature-length documentary that I adore, that I'm like really proud of what we did. That is nuts and bolts how we made the movie, but also how we created the company. That disc is badass. Like we put together a really good package of materials. So, and we did it for, when you see the movie, let me know what you think, and I'll tell you how much we made it for, because I try to not tell people before they take a look at it. But
Yeah, no.
Secret Santa, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
All
going
right.
to give this a watch.
Also, is there a place where we can see your NYU's projects?
No, you know what? I've never sold So You Like This Girl. I have all the damn movies. And I won some awards for my documentaries that I made at NYU. I did a lot of documentaries on dancers on the.
Well, that paid off. It did.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, it was more about sort of the pain of being a dancer, of how hard that life is, and exploring sort of like what people who live their life to dance. We have a lot of stuff about what happens to football players when their bodies degenerate or how much pain they go through and all of that. We don't have that about dancers, and they are athletes, and they are. If you ever see a dancer's feet. Oh. That's like a fucking Lucio Fulci movie.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn, what the fuck? Because they are so bound and broken and torn. And I mean, it's amazing. So I've never really put them up. I will. It's just one of those things that I just haven't done. I'll give you a screener link if you want it. Because that I'm happy to do. But it's and look, So You Like This Girl is it's a cool movie. It's definitely,
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Very sweet. Yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I definitely want to check that out.
Cool. Yeah, you see, there's as I said, there's other movies other than Jason Goes to Hell or Texas Chainsaw, and I'm very proud of those movies. But I'm filmmakers, we get known for a thing, and that's cool. And I know it'll probably be, on my headstone, Adam Jason Goes to Hell Marcus. Okay. That said, we're all storytellers, and we look. I got offered every fucking sequel right after Jason Goes to Hell. Scary Movie was like amazing because it was an original. I was like, yeah, but Pumpkinhead 2, Amityville 97, Leprechaun back to the Hood, a lot of movies, and I've actually been offered 4 Leprechaun films to this day, and I'm so proud I've never taken one.
Really?
I really am.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Wasn't that Leprechaun?
Yeah. When these guys come to you with these pitches, you're like, what have you guys been smoking? My favorite was when they were like, it's the Blair Witch, but with Leprechaun. I was like, okay, stop. Just get out of my office.
Hobgoblin.
That's awesome.
But I've been offered all these movies that had part numbers, and my decision was, I'm going to go make this tiny romantic comedy in New York City with my brother and have an amazing group of actors and just kind of fucking do that. And that movie did so much better for me than if I had done one of those sequels, because I ended up writing 5 television series for that.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
this is, the trade-off is going like, look, one of my favorite filmmakers is Alan Parker, right? I'm a giant Alan Parker fan. By the way, to the point that in every single one of my movies, there is a character named Parker. In Jason Goes to Hell, my brother is Officer Randy Parker. And that is all because of Alan Parker. Alan Parker, he did Bugsy Malone as his first movie. He followed that up, the movie about kids playing gangsters and shooting each other with cream pies. He followed that with Midnight Express.
Did he do Mississippi Burning?
He sure did.
Yes.
He did Fame. He did Pink Floyd The Wall. He did The Commitments. This man, like, Shoot the Moon is one of his best. Angel Heart.
Oh, wow. Louis Cypher.
Dude. This guy is my hero. And the reason he's my hero is that, every movie he made is an Alan Parker movie when you finish, but not one of them is the same genre or story than you've seen from him before. And the bravery of that is, look, a lot of times people don't remember your name. You're gone, and a decade later, nobody knows who the fuck you are. But when they look back at the movies, they go, oh, no, this guy was, holy shit, look at this filmography of incredible films. I believe that great filmmakers are not defined by genre. We are defined by the stories we tell and the stories that draw us.
Agreed.
And, if I'm known as a horror filmmaker, that's awesome. And I'm so thrilled to be, because it is my favorite genre. That and musicals. Those are my 2 favorites. I know it sounds insane, but it's true. But I've won more awards for comedy than anything else. Like, that's what I'm in the award world, in the festival world. That's what I'm known for. So Secret Santa is a dark as night comedy. It is such a black comedy. It's crazy. But it's also a gore fest. There's gore. You'll have a great time. But it is, it's got more in its mind. And honestly, the best horror films, and George Romero is what we were talking about earlier, the best horror films are movies that have something else to say than, oh, look at the zombies.
Yeah.
All right. And
Wow.
wow, you have my God, your list of accomplishments is
Oh, man,
impressive. I had no idea, to be honest.
Adam fucking Marcus.
Adam
Yeah.
fucking Marcus. He did not suck.
He did not suck.
Exactly. Thank you so
Well
much
done.
for sharing
Well
all this
done.
stuff. It's amazing.
Thank you. That's very sweet. That's very sweet.
Fuck, now when there's a documentary about him, the title has to be fucking Adam Marcus. He did not suck. And
By the way, I will say what John Woo said to me. I'm just trying to get better.
Sweet,
Yeah.
man. Wow. Man, you met some amazing artists, and not so bad yourself.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow. We can't thank you enough for hanging out with us. And,
Oh, dude, are
Yeah,
you kidding? This
thank
was lovely.
you.
You guys are awesome. You're awesome.
Appreciate it so much. And
I learned a lot.
yeah,
I'm fucking blown away, man. Blown away, dude. Fucking wow. Wealth
That-
of knowledge. You're awesome, man.
That sounds like a compliment, Brian. Are you okay?
I don't give compliments. That's how you know it's fucking real. Yeah.
yeah. Trust me.
Oh, hey,
So-
by the way, I will say one thing before we wrap out, because it would be awful if I didn't. I don't know how many of you guys follow me on social media at all, but one of the things that I'm sort of known for is I do a lot of physical arts as well. And I do portraits, and it's all film related. But there's a great guy named Jean-Louis Clashy from, I think he's originally from Belgium, but he lives in France. He's an amazing writer, and he was a fan for many, many years. And he started writing these books in France called Art de Cinema. And they are all genre related. They're all stuff we love. And he did an interview with me for a Friday the 13th book that he was producing.
Mhm.
And we got along so well that the interview became like 40 pages of the book. Like, it became a whole thing. Well, he noticed the artwork that I was doing, and he always fills these books with original art and beautiful stuff. And so he asked me, he was doing a book on The Blob. He said, do you like The Blob? And I said, I love The Blob. It's terrific. The remake. I was like, and I love the original. I'm like, greatly. And he said, well, could I pay you to do a piece of artwork for the book? And I was like, sure. Yeah, yeah, you can commission a piece of art. Great. And I said, but if you want, I'll write something for you. If you want like an intro or something, I'll write a piece for you. So I did. I wrote a piece on the blob and I sent him this portrait for the blob. And he flipped out. He loved it. He made it the intro of the book. It's what opens the book. He came back to me a couple months later and said, hey, I'm doing another one of these for the X trilogy for Ty West's movies. Would you be interested? I said, yeah. I said, I'm not a giant fan of all three, but I love Pearl. I'm a giant fan of Pearl. She says, great. Do a piece on Pearl. And then if you could write something, I was like, I'd love to. I'm a huge Ty West fan. I think he's great. Let's do it. Right after that, he made me the American associate editor of the book series. I am now on my 28th volume for them.
Wow.
And they are about to do a Jason Goes to Hell one to coincide with the release of this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Wow.
And so I'm only bringing it up because we're going to be hitting North America soon with these books because they've really been in Europe exclusively. With Jason Goes to Hell, we're going to start doing them in English as well. And it's just, you know, I think publishing is almost as tough as trying to get people to go to movies. And so I would be remiss if I did not give Jean-Louis and Artisan a little bit of a shout out. They're really cool books. They're things you guys would love. Like the three of you would lose your minds over these. They're pretty
Fuck yeah.
By the way, where the hell do you find all the damn time, dude?
I do not sleep, and I never have.
That's my question. That was my next question.
Never
Do you ever
have.
sleep? And what are your social media handles? How do we check you out?
So best way to get me on Twitter and on Instagram, I am Adam Marcus at Adam Marcus 13. Also on Instagram, Adam Marcus Artworks, which is where you can see most of my art stuff. On Facebook, it's just Adam Marcus. I think I was the first, so that's crazy. And that's really where I am. That's the best way to catch me. You can, if anybody's interested in anything regarding Secret Santa, secretsantathemovie.com. And there is a Skeleton Crew site that is coming soon that we're not up and running yet. So, but Skeleton Crew lives on secretsantathemovie.com right now.
Nice. Well, everybody, be sure to like, follow, subscribe to Adam Marcus and us as well. There's all these
Demented
things.
Forever.
Yes, Demented Forever. There's all these things you can click on and follow, like, love, and embrace. Just wow.
Good old
and
Mike
we
Beck.
appreciate it, all the four of us. And man, that was so cool. There's honestly, Adam, there's a lot more I'd love to ask. Hopefully, we'd love to have you back on sometime in the future. If
I would love to. You guys,
if you have the time.
You are all really quite wonderful. I would absolutely come back and talk with you.
Thank
But
you.
yeah,
That
you
was
probably
awesome.
shouldn't hang with us in person since you're in control of your faculties. But this, it's been cool, man.
We're very good people. We just,
Well,
you know.
before we segue into this outro video, Adam fucking Marcus. He didn't suck.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian. It's Kane. I wanted to just say, hello and go fuck yourself. How's that?